So Stu, here today with A.C.O.D, which is about a divorce comedy, so very different from the kind of divorce movies you might have seen, like Kramer versus Kramer,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, very different than that. A.C.O.D stands for Adult Children of Divorce. I'm the poster child. I'm an A.C.O.D. My parents got divorced when I was 12. And I'd seen all the Kramer versus Kramer movies, and they were very sad. My parents' divorce was not. It was sad, but it was very. There were funny moments. There were comedic moments. There were irreverence. Real irreverence and confusion that I look back on and think was kind of funny. Especially now that I'm an adult.
Now, I'm kind of wondering why you're saying that. Have your mum and dad seen this film?
Yes, my mom and dad saw the movie. They're just happy for me. The characters are not them. It's just inspired by them, and I think they just enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm sure they did. Were there any moments where they said to you, Stu, I can't believe you put that up on the screen?
Well, no, but there was a moment that they didn't remember the way I remembered it, which is kind of funny, But like I said, we've all grown up,
And of course, Adam has that kind of background as well, doesn't he? So he was perfect for playing that character. Tell me about picking the cast, because you've got such a tremendous cast. You've got Adam Scott, you've got Jessica Alba, you've got Jane Lynch in there, there's Richard Jenkins, and on and on and on.
Yeah. The cast came together really, the script, I think people really liked the script, and the parts were very rich. And, what happens when you start putting a cast together, like you start with Adam, and then I got Richard Jenkins, and then I got Catherine O'Hara, it just starts to sort of roll, People start to roll toward the movie, and I had people I had my heart set on, and I got a bunch of them. And, to have a cast like that for your first time making a movie is such a treat, and made my job a lot easier.
Now, how did you find it as being the first time? What were the kind of challenges? What were the things that you didn't expect and the things that maybe went smoother than you thought they were going to?
Directing a movie for the first time, like you walk on the set the first day and you're terrified for about an hour, and then it just kicks in like you've been doing it forever, because you're just so busy and there's so much to do. The schedule was a challenge, trying to do it so quickly, and also just trying to keep everyone happy. Like you want everyone to. I'm a people pleaser, so I wanted everyone to be happy, on set. But the best part of it was going after something that you really want and getting it, and I think that I was able to do that. Like the movie that is up there is the version of the movie that was in my head, and that feels good.
Because it can be difficult, can't it, when you're making a movie? You kind of got so many different people you might have to please at different times, depending on the kind of movie you're making. I mean, I think you've had that experience in the past, haven't you, with movies, right, as a writer as well? Yeah.
The thing that trained me best to direct a movie was working in television. Because in television, the writer is king and you're in charge of everything. And you spend so much time on set, you spend so much time in the writer's room, and so that really trained me to be a director.
Did you feel like, because you obviously have written things like Electra, did you feel when you kind of moved into the film world then as a writer, it was a little bit of a shock, because you say the writer is king in TV, but they're treated very differently in film, I think?
Yeah, I've written features like Electra and action movies like that, and I've done TV that was completely on the opposite side of the spectrum. I mean, what's unique about the business, television and movies, is that it can take this long. I mean, I've been at it for 15 years, working professionally, and it took 15 years to actually create something that feels like me, that this is a representation of my artistic intention, and that feels really good.
And what can we look forward to next from you? Because obviously this is a fantastic debut.
Yeah, I want to write a movie about marriage. I'm kind of working on something. Now that I've done a divorce movie, I want to do a marriage movie.
So you're working backwards?
I'm working backwards, yeah. Although it could be a second marriage.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll see. But that's what I hope to do next.
Brilliant. And do you have in your mind kind of people that you would ideally like to see cast in that?
Well, when you do a movie like this and you work with actors and you fall in love with them, you start imagining everything for them. I can't seem to write, I was working on something else, I can't seem to write a father character without making him sound like Richard Jenkins. I love him so much. But the great thing about having made your first movie is lots of people see it, other actors have seen it, and I get to talk to lots of actors about different projects and different things. And but if I could make a sequel to this movie with this cast again, I would do it tomorrow.
Brilliant. Now, talking about people you'll be able to talk to because they've seen this movie, what's been the most exciting things for you that's come off the back of making A.C.O.D?
Really just the average person's reaction to, the culture of divorce is such that it's always been a kind of a taboo subject. You know, people say, you know, they feel funny talking about it. And what's been so nice is people just coming up to me and saying, you know, I'm an ACOD, my parents got divorced when I was blah, 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 and they all want to tell me their stories, and it's really nice, you know.
That's great. Well, we look very much forward to the next film from you, the marriage, and maybe there'll be an engagement and goodness knows what before that as well.
The adoption.
Well, we look forward to those, and loads of luck with ACOD as well. Thanks.